obviously it's harder. And guys have to continue to build through, but in the game, not everything's going to be perfect. So I think having these a little bit longer practices, you go through the ups and downs of practices, and you see how guys respond. So obviously the first one's a little harder for most guys, and so I thought but I thought they did a great job of battling through, and we had some positive stuff happen out there.
Patrick, as the team's clear leader, what is the message when you get there and assess you through this rehab now?
Yeah, I mean, I think his head's in the right spot regardless. I mean, he came in with the mentality that he was going to work and he tried to get himself better, and obviously he had the little deal happen. But I think the best thing about it is he can get it cleaned up or whatever it is. He's in all the meetings. He's still watching film with me, and we're talking through everything that we're doing. And so as long as his head's right there and he's learning that way, I have no doubt his physical ability will be there. So I'm just glad that he's here and he's going to be in the building, all the different meetings, because this is where we really set the offense on how we're going to go throughout the season.
What do you miss without him out there?
I mean, it's just reps. I mean, I think just getting reps with him. I think the good thing is we're hopeful that we're going to have him back for that first game. So it's just getting those reps, and then hopefully when we get him back out there, he can just kind of pick up where he left off. And I mean, we got a lot of reps in this summer in the off season, so I think that helped out a ton. And his talent is, I mean, everybody knows how talented he is, and I'm just excited for him to learn the offense from the start. Last year he picked it up as we're in advance mode. Now he gets to see the beginner and work his way through it, and I'm excited for him when he gets back that he'll be ready to go.
Is there anybody you're looking to step up now with him out?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think a lot of guys will kind of fill that role throughout training camp. I want guys to just be themselves. I think you've seen in this offense is it can be ran a lot of different ways. And so obviously when Kadarius is in there, we run it one way because of his talent and what he can do. And when he's not in there, we can run a different way to really accelerate the other guys' talents. And guys like Sky Moore, Rasheed Rice will step up as well as guys like Marquez and Justin Watson. I mean, we have a lot of tight ends. We have a lot of depth in this entire team this year, and so I'm just excited for guys to go out there and seize their opportunity. Yeah, I like to test guys because I feel like now I have a good sense of the offense, obviously. So I like to try to do stuff to see how guys react. I mean, that's using a lot of different cadences throughout practice and see if the offensive line will sit in there with the new guys and be off the ball at the right time. Or if that's with the receivers. I know there's one down in the red zone today with Justin Ross where I try to throw him the fade ball. And that's not something that he necessarily is taught to do, but it's something that it's the next step. And so let's try it out here. If he messes up and he doesn't do it the next time, then whenever we get to the game days, he'll do it right and score a touchdown. And so it's just stuff like that. It's just testing guys, doing that stuff that maybe not as talked about in the meeting room, but it's stuff that we do throughout our offense. And this is where you have to test it out. And Coach Reed gives me the freedom to do that.
I feel like having a bunch of new guys last year sort of helps you.
Must have talked too loud. On a hill, you know, hold foot there. I can do that.
It's like a bad table in a restaurant, right?
It's a great catch. I have my foot on it now. I'll set my foot for real.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right.
I think it just helped with me being able to teach the guys what I want, and Coach Reed give me the freedom to do that. And obviously, like I said, we do some stuff out here. There might be some mistakes, and we go in the film room, and Coach Reed lets me talk a lot. And obviously, he's going to get his points across because he's the master of the offense, but he can let the guys hear it from me and give me the freedom to do that. And then we do the walkthroughs, same thing. And so having that experience last year with a lot of new guys, I can kind of talk through it and have more confidence knowing that I'm saying the right thing. Yeah, it's just evolution of being the quarterback position is being able to learn more and then teach the other guys around you.
Patrick, early on here, it seems like there's a pretty clear back and forth between you and Trent McDuffie sort of going after each other. What have you seen from him and how has he improved maybe year to year?
Yeah, I mean, I knew last year he was going to be good because he's always in the right spot. And the next evolution for him is just making the interceptions. And so he's always going to be in the right spot. He's a smart player. He's physically gifted. He does a lot of great things. And I talked to him and Snead and all those guys a lot. Especially out here, I'm going to test you. I'm going to try to see if I can get those throws in. I think you saw yesterday I got one in, and today he got his hands on one and almost had an interception. So today's where you get to learn to retest each other and try to see how you can improve together. And some days that's me making throws. Some days that's them making plays. But luckily I have Coach Reed and Coach Nagy and all these guys that want me to push the limit to an extent and still go out there and have success.
Last two, we'll go Nate and Vahe.
Patrick, I know the pads haven't come on yet, but just what are you hoping to see on Friday, and what are your thoughts on Drew Tranquil, seeing them in this environment in training camp?
Yeah, as far as the pads, I mean, you just want to see that next step both sides of the ball. I mean, you want to see, especially with the offensive line, I mean, two new guys on the edges, how we can do in the run game, what we can get away with if we're pulling guys or if we're zone blocking, whatever that is, you want to see where you can be at. And there's times, especially in training camp, where I'll leave the run on and just see if we can just run it. Like maybe not the right box that we're looking for, but let's see if the guys can make it happen anyways. So definitely that with the pads. And then with Drew, I mean, he's just a smart player. And I hated playing against him because he's one of those linebackers that's like calling out what you're saying at the line of scrimmage because he studies that much. And so I've already had to make up like all brand new code words because I can hear him on the other side. So he's a smart player. He's gifted. I mean, he's really good at covering as well as being in the right spot in the run game. And so I think it's just, I mean, that linebacker room, if you look at it, man, I mean, top to bottom, it's great players. And so I'm excited for that room to really take that next step. We got a lot of great players in that room. I think it'd be one of the best groups in the league.
Last one, Vahe.
Patrick, we're speaking to Jarek here shortly. And I wonder if you have an appreciation of the arc of his career, what it's taken for him to keep doing it at this age, still be so dynamic after things he's been through.
Yeah, no, I mean, you said it. I mean, he's always been a great player. And injuries, I mean, they can get a lot of guys, especially in the NFL. Sometimes you get passed over because of those injuries. And he does it the right way. And I think that's why, even though he's had the injuries, he trains and kind of. I was talking with Derek. He's in the meeting room. He's learning so that when he gets back from injury, he's ready to go. And he's always doing stuff the right way. And I think it helps teach everybody, not just the running back room. It teaches me. It's like, hey, I might not be getting a rep, but I'm on the side talking through what's going on. I'm making sure that everybody in my room knows exactly what I'm thinking so I can learn from them. And so that's the type of players you need on this team. And I've always said it. It's like when he's back there, I don't have to say he might call the protection for me because that's how well he knows the offense. And so just having a guy like that you trust that can make plays whenever it counts, those are the type of guys that I'm glad that we have on this team.
Can you just elaborate on the dimension he brings that way? I mean, what it is he actually provides you also?
Yeah, I mean, people talk about a vet, someone that just you learn from, but I mean, I think that's the definition is him. I mean, obviously he can go out there and make it happen. I mean, you see him, he makes the biggest plays in the biggest moments of the season, in which you love having those guys, but he's not, I don't want to, I mean, I guess the word is selfish. He's not keeping all that knowledge to himself. He's telling everybody. And you see guys like Travis Kelce is the same way. I mean, it's not about just being the greatest player that you can be. It's about making the team great. And he's one of those players that makes the entire team great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Just,
Is it working now?